Hey guys, Nathan here from RXG, and today I'm bringing you the second episode of the Borderlands 3 Your Comments. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this series, this is where I take your comments on what you've been commenting on my videos about Borderlands 3, and I just post them on this video, and I talk about them, interpret them in my opinion, and say what I think about them. And hopefully we can get this as running as a series. This is episode 2. Hopefully I'll be able to do more in the future, and just kind of interpret what you guys say, and put you guys in this series as much as possible. Today I'm taking the comments from a video called Borderlands 3 Announced, which I did a while back, and also the Borderlands 3 Your Comments first episode, which I did a few weeks ago. If you haven't already seen it, go check it out, and you can also get a gist of how this kind of works. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, we have the comment from Beckham Dennis, and this is on the Borderlands 3, and he's talking about what he thinks Borderlands 3 will entail in terms of story. He thinks that the Jack you killed in Borderlands 2 is in fact a copy, and you will actually get to kill the real Jack. He says Athena will tell you the story in Borderlands 3, and he brings up an interesting point about that the alien at the end of the pre-sequel, if you remember, there's a cutscene of an alien, and it kind of tells you that there's a war coming to the Vault Hunters. He thinks at the end of Borderlands 3, you'll have to fight that and every single Hyperion thing. And then once it dies, it opens up a lot of new DLCs for Borderlands 3 as the game. Now, I kind of agree and disagree with what this guy says, purely because I think we're done with Handsome Jack now. I think he won't be in Borderlands 3. I think we're just completely done with this whole thing. He's been in pre-sequel, and he's been in Borderlands 2, and he's been in a load of DLCs. I think we're kind of just done, and we're ready to be done with that character. Although he was cool and I really liked him, I think that's going to be the end of Handsome Jack. Now, he did bring up the thing about the alien at the end of the pre-sequel, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a big part of Borderlands 3. Now, I don't know how. Personally, I thought it was going to be good, but Beckham Dennis says that he thinks he's going to be bad, and he's going to be one of the final bosses. I think that's really interesting, and it's something that we've got to keep an eye on. Now, next up, we got a message from Crimson Kitsune, and this guy says, instead of 4 new characters in Borderlands 3, we should be able to create our own characters and choose how they look, their personality, their skill tree, and their special skill. And then throughout the game, we unlock more costumes and accessories for the characters instead of heads. Now, I think this is an interesting comment, and I do think people will back this guy up that we should be able to create our own characters in Borderlands 3. But personally, for me, I don't think we should. I really enjoy the characters that Borderlands give us, and I think if we do become able to create our own characters in Borderlands 3, it kind of it doesn't give the story a lot to direct. It doesn't give a lot of background story to the interesting characters that we've already seen. Like, we've seen an interesting background with Zero, although I don't personally like him as a character. He did have some really interesting background as a character, and so have all the other characters. I think if you manage to create your own character in Borderlands 3, there won't be kind of like that backstory and that interesting facts that you find out about the character throughout Borderlands 3. And next up, we have another comment from Gary Busey. This guy featured in episode 1 and he's back in episode 2. He says, I just hope Gearbox properly balances out all the characters. I'm looking at you, Salvador and Axton. Now, I do agree with this guy. I do think in every game they have one guy that's probably significantly worse than the rest of them, or one that's significantly better. Like, for example, I do think Brick was really overpowered in Borderlands 1, and I do think Zero was not as powerful as the others in Borderlands 2. So maybe if they just had a bit of balancing in some of the characters for Borderlands 3, then it'd make it all round and a good co-op experience. And finally, for the comments in this video, this was taken from Borderlands 3 Your Comments episode 1. This is a comment from Andrew Blasiol, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. He says, add a new siren for the beginning character, and the power could be that she can blast a beam of Iridian. The skill tree can be all elemental, healing or increasing the duration of the melee override, or blasting the enemy back by telekinesis push. So this guy is basically talking about a proposed new character for Borderlands 3, and in some way I do back him up. I do think we should have a siren as one of the characters for Borderlands 3. I know we're running out of sirens because I think in the first one they said there was only a set number of sirens in the Borderlands universe, and we've had a few others and some playable ones in terms of Maya and Lilith. They were really cool characters to play as and very good in terms of co-op. But in terms of the special that this guy is mentioning, like a blast of Iridium, I don't know if that would be sort of like a new skill for one of the characters, because we've kind of seen that in the Baroness character in Borderlands pre-sequel. Will they bring like a similar sort of action back like that? I don't know. It really could be anything to do. It could be any sort of skill with the sirens. They are all very different in terms of their skill base. Now there we go guys, they're all the videos that were going to be featured today in this week's episode of Borderlands 3 Your Comments. If you want to be featured in next week's episode, then all you have to do is leave a comment in this Borderlands 3 saying anything about Borderlands. Is it a question or something that you want to state about Borderlands 3, or something you hope to see in Borderlands 3, then don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll be sure to check that out and hopefully feature it in next week's episode of Borderlands 3 Your Comments. Just like the last comment in this video today, it would be great to see what you guys want in Borderlands 3 in terms of characters, what abilities and what kind of personas you want them to take on in Borderlands 3. Is it a new character or is it a character that we've already played as? Just kind of get any comment that you want to throw in the comment section below and I'll be sure to check it out guys. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.